Cupra or Volkswagen have just unveiled their latest EV, and I've got to say, I think it's another winner. The great thing, Cupra, or you could say Volkswagen, as they're the owner of this car company, just unveiled another electric car. I believe this one will be sold all around the world, including in Australia and more than likely in the United States as well, and Canada too. The UK, yep, I think you'll be getting it as well. So what is it? What's it about? And is it actually going to be any good? Well, here's what I think, and here's what you need to know. Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking, great to see you. My name is Sam Evans, and for the final time I'm coming to you here from Indonesia. Going home tomorrow on a jet plane, leaving for good. Hey, had a good time. Time to go home. And I've got to say, even though the warm weather here has been great, I'm looking forward to a nice cold change. A little bit of wintry weather for a few weeks will be fine. Probably in a few weeks' time I'll be saying I wish it was summer again. Anyway, many of you know the Cupra Born. That is an electric car which is very similar. It's a cousin to the Volkswagen ID3, which has been, was released, unveiled a few months ago. The Cupra Born is coming, yes, to Australia, yes, to the UK, yes, to a lot of countries around Europe. I'm not sure about the US, though. I don't believe that's been confirmed just yet. But considering you guys, you have the ID3, it makes sense that Volkswagen would bring in Cupra Born as well. For those of you who don't know, the Born actually uses the same chassis, the same skateboard, the same batteries, and the same motors as the ID3. While the Cupra UrbanRebel is the car you're looking at now. This will be launched in Europe in 2025. And the company says it's the biggest project in Cupra's pipeline. It's their most important electric car. This means a mass market deal will be happening. So it's going to be coming to every major country that already sells Volkswagen vehicles. Cupra wants to sell 500,000 electric cars per year. This compares to 80,000 in 2021. And they want to introduce 3 new electrified models by 2025, as well as renew its current product lineup, which is the Leon, the Formentor, and the all-electric Born, which I just spoke about. So this will give Cupra 4 different electric vehicles by 2025. Aside from the UrbanRebel, Cupra also announced 2 other electric vehicles, the Terramar SUV. Unfortunately, this is going to have conventional gasoline powertrains, boring, and a plug-in hybrid option, also boring to me too, with only a 100-kilometer EV range. I think it's kind of abysmal. You can get, plug-in hybrids in China with 200+ kilometers of range. I think they can just do better than that by 2025 anyway. Anyhow, the UrbanRebel, what is it? It's a small city car. It's sort of similar in size to, say, a Toyota Yaris, for example, or a Renault Zoe, Volkswagen Polo, that sort of thing. However, you've got to admit, it looks a lot better than all of those cars I just mentioned, doesn't it? Looks sporty, looks, I've got to say, looks pretty cool, I think. This new model will be based on the upcoming Volkswagen Group's MEB small platform and produced in Montreal as part of a 10 billion euro, which is 14 billion Australian dollars, investment project, which includes a 3 billion battery gigafactory in Spain. We've already heard about the MEB small platform in 2021, which will include the Volkswagen ID Life, which will be a similarly sized car. Volkswagen have said that their version of this car, or the Volkswagen branded version of this car, will start at 20,000 euros, but they then said 20 to 25,000. So which is it? I'm not sure, mate. Let's just assume that it starts at 20,000 euros. It seems okay in terms of pricing. I mean, to be honest, it seems expensive compared to what you pay in China for, say, a bigger car. BYD EA1's clearly quite a lot bigger than this car. Starts at about 15,000 US dollars, so a fair bit cheaper than this. And this car is not coming up for a few years, so I would have hoped that they could maybe get that price down a bit more. They will obviously have a difficult time selling these at that price if the Chinese automakers have entered Europe by then with similar cars that are priced lower. I think a lot of people will start to realize just how good they actually are. The Cupra UrbanRebel, just like the Volkswagen ID Life, is front-wheel drive. However, it's got a lot of power. 166 kilowatt electric motor and it can do 0 to 100 in 6.9 seconds. So it's really more of a hot hatch than anything else, I think it's fair to say. The battery pack hasn't been disclosed. The Volkswagen concept had a 62 kilowatt hour pack, but that's a pretty big pack for a car this size. So I'm going to guess that the pack will be smaller than that, especially considering battery energy density will be higher then than it is now. That would mean the pack would possibly be, 45 kilowatt hours and still give it a really good range. Apparently the driving range will be 440 kilometers or 273 miles. And considering that's going to be close to a real world range, that's pretty good. The CEO of Cupra, whose name is Wayne Griffiths, said this: the UrbanRebel is more than just a car to Cupra. This is the model that will democratize urban electric mobility. Emotional, sexy, and fun to drive, and at the same time, accessible. We prove that electric cars don't have to be boring. This will be the next generation's entry into our range. He's using buzzwords from, say, Peter Diamandis from Electric Singularity, saying things like democratize urban electric mobility. A 20,000 euro vehicle doesn't do that. A 10,000 euro, yeah, pretty close, kind of does. 20,000 euros is still way too expensive to saying you're democratizing urban electric mobility. That's what the Chinese players are going to be doing. And well, I know you probably think I'm a pro fan of China or something. I'm not at all. I'm just pointing out the facts, which are you can get EVs similar to this in China now for, half the price. That said, I am a fan of this car. Absolutely. And if Cupra can get that price down to be a bit sharper, I think they're going to sell a hell of a lot of them. One of the things about the UrbanRebel, the doors don't have conventional handles. They're soft close and frameless windows. So why do car manufacturers do this on EVs? Why do they have frameless windows? Well, it's said to actually improve the aerodynamics of the car. That's why it's often done. Let's go over those specs again. Range, up to 440 kilometers, 273 miles. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 62 miles an hour in 6.9 seconds. Front wheel drive, electric motor with 166 kilowatt. Dimensions, it's 4 meters long, 4,003 meters. And production will be happening in Martorell in Spain in 2025. It's going to be built on the MEB small platform. What type of batteries will it use? I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine at this stage. But one point I have to make about this vehicle. If the Chevy Bolt looked like this, would GM have to have just discounted it by $6,000 at a time when EVs are flying off the shelves faster than ever before? I don't think so. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you like the looks? Would you consider buying one? Do you think I'm right or wrong about this car? Let me know what you think. And as always, have a great day. Bye-bye.